Anyhow, folks, we have one last comic for you. Please welcome up Mr. Brad Kahn.
I collect diagnoses, I collect Pokemon. One day I will collect them all. I wanna be so very messed, like no one ever was. I blame my mom. I mean, Pokemon! I was not prepared to tell that joke, but then they offered us intro music tonight, and I was like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Just one moment while I compose myself. Thank you. There we go, let's get comfy. So, a couple of months ago, I had a mental health breakdown severe enough that I had to take stress leave from work for the first time in my entire life. And to make matters worse, my mental health counselor was away on vacation at the time. So, taking their advice, I tried the walk-in counseling available at the same location, and 25 minutes later, left with the sage advice: buy a kettle and drink some tea. Now, I get it, it is a mess up here and that cannot be unpacked in less time than it takes to get a DoorDash delivery. But I really felt as though I could have gotten more relevant feedback from an AI language model. So I asked ChatGPT what I should do in this situation, and it informed me that it was not a healthcare professional and could not offer any strict advice, and asked if I had considered walk-in counseling. True story, that joke just absolutely wrote itself. One thing that I learned from this experience is that a very visible indicator that I am not doing well is if I ever start an email with the words, "to whom it may concern." And so I have these diagnoses for these things that are often called invisible illnesses. But like with my email, I think that there are very visible indications if you know what you're looking for. When I was 3 years old, I had an imaginary friend named Nobody. Now, I don't remember a lot from that time, but I think that's very forward-thinking for a 3-year-old. Who tried to flush an entire roll of toilet paper? Nobody. Who wants sauerkraut for supper? Nobody. Who loves mommy? So, my friend was invisible, but the manifestation of my mental condition wasn't, right? And when I moved to Vancouver from southern Alberta, I discovered that I have seasonal affective disorder. It's all the winter rain. No, because the year-round depression of living in southern Alberta began to subside during the summer. And some Albertans here? Hell yeah. And so I'm told that SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is an invisible illness, but again, I disagree. One of my coping mechanisms is to eat a ridiculous amount of junk food. And a while back, I went to a No Frills to buy as many frozen pizzas as I could possibly carry home. I'm talking fingertips to chin. And when I walked onto the bus, an 8-year-old boy's eyes lit up like Christmas had come for me early in particular. And all I could think is, son, you want no part of this. This is exactly what sad looks like. It's not sitting under one of those little lamps. It is being the weight of one single frozen pizza away from throwing out your back. Again. And Thank you. I have any number of visible coping mechanisms. I listen to lo-fi chill beats on my headphones when I'm anxious. I eat a grilled cheese sandwich in the shower at the end of a long day. Or wear onesie pajamas because I'm feeling overwhelmed. Just as a quick aside, the secret to wearing onesie pajamas in public is a jacket with a really high collar. See, if all they see are the bottoms, they're like, oh, okay, little like self-care day, all right, I'm here for it, my man's having a time. You remove the jacket from the equation and all of a sudden it's, oh no, my man is having a time. And eating a grilled cheese sandwich in the shower? There is no joke here. I am just strongly advocating for it. It is an amazing time. And if you drip mayo on your belly, no biggie. Okay. So, as well, there is also a condition called mesokinesia, which is a strong reaction to someone else's small, repetitive movements, often to a point of rage. I see some of you side-eyeing your partners out here like, oh, right? Now, I don't suffer from this myself, but learning about it brought me a lot of comfort to know that when my father would cuff me upside the back of the head for fidgeting, he was just self-medicating. Hey, some child abuse humor. My father also had what is known as Diogenes syndrome or Diogenes syndrome, which is very visible trash hoarding. Not the fun kind where maybe like you find some old Wayne Gretzky rookie cards in the attic, but the kind where when your friends come over, you have to explain to them that the meatballs on the stove were, and technically still are, Brussels sprouts. The kind where the Christmas tree gets taken down in September by the fire marshal. So, if any of these jokes that I kept tonight suck, just blame my father. I do for most things. And now, the reason I bring all of this up is because also a little while back, some friends of mine asked me to pet sit for them. And they have guinea pigs. And when they were telling me about the care for them, told me that oftentimes, being a prey animal, guinea pigs will do everything they can to hide that they're in distress. So often, by the time you notice, it's too late. And it was in that moment that I understood that I have the mental health conditioning of Beans the hairless skinny pig. That's my time, everybody. Thank you very much.